Brush off those indictments, saying they have nothing to do with President Trump.
And the White House is also downplaying his connection to George Papadopoulos, who has pleaded guilty and is cooperating with the FBI. Local 10 D.C. Bureau Chief Ross Palumbo is live at the White House with more on this and, of course, the president's response to this deadly attack in New York City. Ross.
Laura and Calvin, that horrible attack in New York City, the president has just been briefed by the Chief of Staff, General John Kelly, and will receive regular briefings. As you know, as Jeff just reported, the FBI is now taking over this investigation because of all the signs of terrorism. I used to work and live in New York City. I have contacts and sources on the Joint Terrorism Task Force there, and they are telling me that there was no question that this driver was intentionally trying to hit people on the sidewalk. There was early speculation that it was some sort of accident. They say officers believed immediately it was intentional, that the officers have shot him in the leg, that he was transported to a hospital, and if there is any good that can come of it, at least they are satisfied that that suspect has been taken in alive for questioning. He will be questioned right there at the hospital. Now back to what the White House is dealing with here after the crisis of those two indictments yesterday and the president's former advisor pleading guilty to lying to the FBI. Today the focus, as you say, is on George Papadopoulos, the president himself today calling him a liar, despite what the president has said in the past.
What Papadopoulos did was lie, and that's on him.
The White House again today taking aim at former Trump advisor George Papadopoulos.
He was somebody that played a minimal role, if one at all.
Thank you very much. Trump himself refusing to answer questions today after the indictments of two top Trump campaign officials and that guilty plea from Papadopoulos himself.
What's your reaction to George Papadopoulos?
Thank you very much. But earlier, the president tweeting, the fake news is working overtime. As Paul Manafort's lawyer said, there was no collusion, and events mentioned took place long before he came to the campaign. Few people knew the young, low-level volunteer named George, who was already proven to be a liar. Check the Dems. The president, though, himself tweeting out this photo of Papadopoulos and saying this unprompted.
George Papadopoulos. He's an oil and energy consultant, excellent guy.
And the White House again today distancing itself from the indictments and defending the president's sudden change of heart on Papadopoulos from excellent guy to liar.
He made multiple attempts at setting up a variety of meetings that were constantly rebuffed. He also made false statements to investigators. That's something that the campaign nor the administration would ever support.
As for the president's ongoing claims that there is no proof of collusion,
we have not come to a conclusion on that.
The Republican head of the Senate Intelligence Committee reiterating that they have not, in fact, ruled out anything.
We saw one more example of where the Russians were actively reaching out to Trump officials, trying to offer dirt, emails, disparaging information about Hillary Clinton. It raises a whole host of additional questions.
The White House, though, still insisting the investigation has almost concluded with all evidence to the contrary.
We have confidence that it's going to come to a close in short time. All of the revelations that have taken place over the last several days and hours have nothing to do with the president.
Well, all the evidence that we are seeing and what we have read in those indictments that were unsealed yesterday seem to indicate that this is really just the beginning. Again, Laura and Calvin, we pressed Sarah Sanders why she believes this investigation is about to end, and she really gave no substantial answer.
Ross Palumbo at the White House. Ross, thanks a lot.